After King David established his seat of power in Jerusalem, he set out on a series of conquests designed to protect Israel from threats outside and inside. The ancient ruins of Megiddo, not far from the northern border of Israel, are a case in point.
Most archaeologists agree that it is likely that David was responsible for the destruction of Megiddo, and that later, after it was destroyed, it was incorporated and became an important center of the United Monarchy.
Directly in the middle of Tel Aviv, at the Eretz Israel Museum complex, you can find further evidence of David's conquests. This is the Tel Quasil excavation of an ancient Philistine settlement. Archaeologists believe this was not a part of a major city. Nonetheless, it's yet another example of David's campaign to carve out an empire, even if it was a modest one.
David's so-called empire is not a vast ancient Near Eastern empire. It's nothing like the empire of the Egyptians or the empire of the Assyrians from ancient Mesopotamia. David's nation in Israel itself is really very small, something like 100 miles long north to south, like 30 miles wide east to west. So it's a very small country.
And yet, it's an empire that David and the 12 tribes of Israel would pay any price to secure.
David, according to the stories in 2 Samuel, does conquer some of the surrounding peoples, the Moabites on the other side of the Dead Sea, the Edomites south of the Moabites, some of the city-states of Syria, ancient Aram, north of Moab. But there's no real indication that David exercises any kind of continuing control over these areas, over these provinces. These may well be simply one-time defeats.
There's little architectural evidence of any kind of imperial control over these areas because no towers or buildings remain. Although there's no record of exactly how David won the various battles he fought, David's military forces probably used the known weaponry and tactics of the day. In King David's day, opposing forces faced each other on the battlefield in long lines of battle. As they approached to the clash, various weapons were employed, and they were employed in series, usually depending on their range. The first to be employed would be bows and arrows. Archers would fire their arrows into the enemy formation. As things got closer, spears were next, long-edged weapons like this one, or longer, that would hopefully extend the individual soldier's reach beyond the reach of his enemy's weapon. Things get closer, it's time for swords. These were edged weapons usually made of bronze or iron with a thick fuller running the length of the blade to give it strength and slashing power. When things got really tight, daggers were employed. Now, you get this in the enemy's guts, or you die.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm Brother Samar from the GMS Miami camp, and what you're just seeing there is a video of King David's conquest on all these other heathen nations, especially the Edomites. All right, and this is where my lesson today is going to be, is the conquest of these Edomites mentioned in the Bible, as well as archaeologists finding the exact site, Salakia, the exact site where King David conquered the Edomites and put them into captivity. All right, so this is for you scoffers out there, okay, that don't believe in the Bible, or you so-called white people who are the Edomites. All right. The biblical Edomites, all right? You're going to have to now, all right, contest with your research to try to go against what I'm about to bring out. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things, right? We here at Great Millstone, we prove all things, okay? We give you historical documentation from various books as well as current events, okay, news articles, and especially the number one historical documented event, the Holy Bible. okay, which is our book, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child's book, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So once again, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. All right. And which is good is telling you this truth with the scriptures. Okay. And so right now I'm going to bring out a current events. All right. This is from the Jerusalem Post. All right. Straight out of the gutter rats themselves, their mouth. All right. The fake Jews. Archaeologists unearth ancient copper smelting site dating to King David. Okay. This article came out January 15th, 2017. Findings from the 10th century BC may provide evidence of biblical battle in Kingdom of Edom. You hear that? Biblical battle in Kingdom of Edom. All right. Article goes on and says, a recently unearthed ancient copper smelting site, numerous sling stones, all right, proving what that video just stated, okay, from that Edomite who's been in plenty of war movies, all right, Captain, what's his name, Dale, all right, he says that they use slingshots, okay, especially if you read King David's account when he came into power, he used a slingshot to take down Goliath, all right. And the remains of deeply fortified wall found in Negev's Timnah region by archaeologists may buttress, which means put more structure to, the biblical story of King David's military victory over the kingdom of Edom. All right, so there you have it. Okay. It goes on and says, citing the biblical story about King David's traveling with his soldiers to the land of Edom, where a major battle took place with the Edomites by the Dead Sea, Ben Yusuf said his team may have found evidence of the bloody conflict. All right. So what is he talking about? Well, let me get to the scriptures. All right. Because the Bible already made the account. Okay. Salakia, bear with me. Things are running a little slow here. There's the book of Psalms, chapter 8. Let me blow this up. Starting at 10. Then Toh sent Joram, his son, unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadad-Hazar and smitten him. For Hadad-Hazar had wars with Toh. And Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. Verse 11. Here's the point. Which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord. That's right. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. With the silver and gold that he had dedicated to all nations which he subdued. You see that? So King David went and conquered these other heathens, especially you Edomites, you so-called white people. All right? 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 12. Of Syria and of Moab and of the children of Ammon and of the Philistines and of Amalek and of the spoil of Hadazir, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. All right. So let me get to a map to prove this. Okay. Here you have it. This is King David when he conquered the territories. All right. Here's territory controlled by king of Haram Zabab, which King David conquered. Here is Ammon, Moab, and Edom. Okay. And the key point is the Edomites. Okay. So not only do you have the Bible giving you the account, but you also have archaeologists giving you account of the same thing that happened, especially that video which you just seen. Continuing on. Verse 13. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. Okay. Verse 14. And he put garrisons in Edom throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went, meaning they went into captivity. Okay, so you so-called white people, you were slaves to us. Okay, in the ancient times, in antiquity. All right, that's right. You were slaves to. Okay, you were subjected to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American man, woman, and child. All right. Who are the 12 tribes of Israelites, okay, who will make up the 12 tribes of Israel, Salakia. All right. Verse 15. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. That's right, because when King David conquered all these lands, he became king, and all you other heathen nations, you were tributaries to us, okay? I mean, you were paying taxes to us, all right? Which is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, all right? So when the Lord comes back, you better get ready for stuff like this. So let me get back to this article. This is amazing stuff, man. All right, this is how you know, man. All right, you're supposed to be on fire for this truth. Okay, for you half-ass people, you off there calling yourself Israelites. All right, you need to get it. You need to really get into this history, man, because it's beautiful. So let me get back to the article. It goes on and says, according to the Bible, Edom stretched from the Sinai Peninsula to the southern border of Canaan and kingdom of Judah, and as far west as Elat, where it maintained its seaport, and David expanded his reign. Samuel 8:13 states that his army vanquished 18,000 Edomites in the Valley of Salt, which is the article I just read to you. Okay? All right, which is the Valley of Salt being 18,000 men. That was the Edomites. Okay? So that's who King David slayed. All right? He destroyed. All right, he's destroyed 18,000 Edomites. All right, so you so-called white people, and you had the blade, okay, of David on your necks. Okay, King David's on your necks. All right. It goes on and says, you cannot overstate the importance of copper. Salakia. Following the victory, David turned Edom into an Israelite province ruled by hand-picked governors. Right, because once you conquer a nation, you put your people to rule them. All right, just like what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. All right, so you so-called white people, you better get ready, man. Get ready to be slaves under us. Quote, you cannot overstate the importance of copper in the Levant during the 10th century BC, said Ben Yosef. It was the oil of the time to produce agricultural tools and weapons. Right, and you so-called white people, okay, who are the biblical Edomites, you were mining them. All right, so let me get to another article to prove this case. All right, this is from another article to prove the same thing. This is from Science News. King Solomon era fortification unearthed in Israel's Timnah Valley. Okay, here's a second source. All right. It says, while there is no explicit description of King Solomon's mines in the Old Testament, there are references to military conflicts between Israel and Edomites in the Ararat Valley, said Dr. Erez Ben Yosef, one of the team leaders. Okay, according to the Bible, David traveled hundreds of miles outside of Jerusalem and engaged in military conflict in the desert, striking down 18,000 Edomites in the Valley of Salt. Okay, quote, now, having found evidence of defensive measures, a sophisticated fortification, we understand what must have been at stake for him in this remote region. Copper, that's right. Because when you go into a land that you conquer, you take its resources, man. All right, just like what America's doing now over there in the Middle East, taking the resources there. Oil, okay. What other minerals are out there in the Middle East? If you read this, it says, Slaves Hill in the center of Timon Valley, the Black Slag mounds of the hilltop area. They call it Slave Hill. That's right, because you Edomites were slaves to us. All right, you so-called white people. All right, so that's another article. Let me get to this article right here. This is from the Inquisitor. Archaeologists have uncovered King David's site, evidence of biblical capture of Edom. All right, source number 3. All right, so you scholars out there, Salaki, you college students out there, those that go to school and shit, all right, didn't your professor, okay, or your half-ass teachers tell you to source your term papers? All right, so this is how we source our information. We bring out articles back to back. I gave you 3 sources, all right, so you scoffers out there, okay, try to renege on this, all right. That's why the Lord's gonna kill you fucking heathens and you 2/3, man. Because you ain't about this, all right? Out there acting like the Bible ain't real, all right? Fuck you people. Archaeologists uncover King David's site, evidence of biblical capture of Edom. The copper of a smelting site has been discovered by archaeologists, which may be able to provide evidence of the biblical story of King David achieving victory over the kingdom of Edom. All right? Here's another one. Let me see if there's anything good here. Yeah. Now, Archaeologist Ben Yosef believes that his team may have found evidence of bloody conflict which occurred when King David was traveling to the land of Edom with soldiers, and there was a huge battle beside the Dead Sea with the Edomites. All right? And there you have it. Okay? While older accounts say that these mines would have been operated by slaves, Ben Yosef said the experts within the field of mining would have overseen everything and trained different apprentices to be able to extract what would have been considered an extremely valuable resource at the time. Okay? So there you have it. All right? So you Edomites were in the mines, okay, getting our copper for King David and for the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? And there's another one here? No, slack it. And just to hit it home, fourth source, even Fox News, mainstream media had to report this. All right? So once again, let me get to the 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things, hold fast as which is good. All right? You even have Fox News stating the same thing. All right? Where's the article? Where's the event? It says right here, the fact that 2-room fortifications located within one of the largest ancient smelting plants in the Timnah Valley is particularly important, according to Ben Yosef. Until now, we didn't have evidence for military conflicts in the copper mines, Timnah, at this point. He told FoxNews.com, quote, moreover, there are, in accord with the biblical accounts depicting wars between David and the Edomites who inhabited the region. All right? So there you have it, man. All right. So you want to try to scoff, or you 2/3 so-called black Spanish and Native Americans don't believe that the Bible's real, man. Real. You're going to die out here in Babylon, America. Okay. Because this, you can't make this up. All right. These are 4 different sources. Okay. Stating the exact same thing. All right. And last scripture to hit it home. Psalms chapter 14, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. King David, okay? The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. That's right. So all you scoffers out there to say there's no God, you heathens out there is no God, you're corrupt. You have abominable works, okay? You can't do good, all right? That's why you're going to die here, okay, when the Lord brings that judgment. And the rest that survive, you're going into slavery, all right? Just like you went into slavery under us in the times of antiquity, you're going into slavery under us when the Yahushua comes back, okay? A so-called black man, okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right? And he's going to put your ass in chains, okay, with his elect, the 144,000, which is mentioned in Revelation chapter 7, okay? So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Once again, okay, archaeologists found the site where King David conquered the Edomites, okay, that will be the title. And Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Okay. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth. I love you, brothers. Keep up the faith. Endure. We're almost out of here. Okay. There's plenty of articles out there. Okay. Proving that this Bible is real and that the Lord is coming back to deliver us out of Babylon. All right? And with that, you know our slogan, 1, 2, 3, death to America. Shalom.